My brothers and sisters, a strange thing can sometimes happen between your anointing and your coronation. And what we see here is that David knew at the age of 17 he was supposed to be king. But in chapter 22, he's hiding like a scared rat in a cave. His story started off making a lot of sense. When you go to 1 Samuel chapter 16, it talks about he was anointed at 17 to be king. Then you go to chapter 18, and he forges this great relationship with the king's son and marries the king's daughter. In chapter 19, he kills Goliath. In chapter 20, he's now taken on rock star status where women are singing songs as he walks up and down the street. Saul has killed his thousands. David has killed his 10,000s. But by chapter 21, he's acting like a madman running from the Philistines. By chapter 22, where we are right now, he finds himself in a cave. I'm here to tell you that sometimes we all need that cave experience. Sometimes it's in the cave where you find out who God really is. Sometimes in the cave you find out what God really has for you to do. Sometimes in the cave is the only way that God can get your attention. You know, some of us have to get fired from certain jobs because we won't go to the job God has for us. Some of us get so content where we are, God has to strip away everything in order for you to move forward. I found that if you don't stop and keep moving and stop and keep moving, you will miss out on the blessing that God has in store for you. Because most of the time, the blessing God has for you is not where you're standing, but it's out there where you're supposed to be. Some of us end up marrying the wrong people because we ain't keep moving forward. Some of us are living in the wrong houses because the house God had for you was over there, but you didn't keep moving forward. Then a brother like me comes and lives in your house. Some of us are driving the wrong cars because we didn't keep moving forward. Because the car God had for you, you totally missed out because you stopped short of what he had in store. My brothers and sisters, it's so critical that we start to understand that when God has something for you, there's no circumstance that can take it away from you. Sometimes he will turn your biggest weakness into your biggest strength. A story is told about a 10-year-old boy who got into a car accident and ended up losing his left arm. He enjoyed martial arts and was so sad, but he was told, don't worry about it. Go ahead. Keep taking those classes. He worked with his judo instructor, and his instructor looked at him and he said, don't worry, there's only one move I'm going to have to teach you. And if you learn it well, you'll be totally successful. They got to the point where they worked for months. Then he went to a tournament. First round of the tournament, won. Second round of the tournament, won. Third round of the tournament, won. Got to the finals, and the person he was going to fight looked so huge that the referee said, let's don't even let this happen. But his sensei said, oh no, he's ready. He got into that fight, pinned the guy in less than 10 seconds. On the way home, he went to his sensei and he said, listen, I just got to find out. I only got one arm. You've only taught me one move. How do I keep winning? He said two things. First thing is, the move I've taught you, you've learned to do it better than almost anybody in the world. Second thing is, the only defense for your move is someone has to grab you by the left arm. And you don't have a left arm. Sometimes my God will take your biggest weakness and turn it into your biggest strength, where your enemies look at you and think that you are flawed and don't realize the flaw in your life is the strength that makes you unstoppable.